Artificial intelligence is already deciding who will stay in the job market and who will be discarded. And guess what? Women are among the most affected, but no one is talking about it. Imagine being evaluated for a job opening or even for a promotion, not by a person, but by an algorithm, a system trained on old data, loaded with gender stereotypes and prejudices. That's what's happening now, and silently. These algorithms are being used by large companies to select resumes, analyze performance, and even define who should be fired. They promise efficiency but ignore a scary detail. Many were trained with data that historically devalues women. Yes, AI can be amazing. It can increase our productivity and make our lives easier. But it can also reproduce and amplify inequalities much faster and more invisible. If you think this is a conspiracy theory, know that there are already studies showing that AI-based recruitment systems automatically discarded resumes from women simply because previous data valued male candidates more highly. And that's just the beginning. As you watch this video, technology is being programmed to make decisions that previously required empathy, context, and common sense. And guess what? Women are being left behind again. The worst part, these decisions are happening in silence. No explanation, no chance of defense. And the question no one wants to answer is, what happens when technology that should be neutral ends up reinforcing a system that was already unfair? If you work in customer service, teaching, HR, marketing, or any area where the female presence has always been the majority, this video is for you. Because AI is already changing everything, and most women still don't realize the size of the transformation. But calm down, because throughout this video, I'll show you not only the hidden dangers of AI, but how you can use this same technology to turn the game in your favor, even if you don't know anything about programming. And at the end, I will reveal information that could completely change your view on the future of women's work. A truth that no one is telling you, but that you need to know now. Artificial intelligence arrived promising efficiency, agility, and innovation. But in practice, the question many women need to ask now is, efficiency for whom? Agility to replace who? Innovation that benefits who? According to a report from UNESCO, combined with data from the World Economic Forum, thousands of roles that were traditionally held by women have already been eliminated because of automation and artificial intelligence. These data show that we are not talking about distant predictions. We are talking about now. The first victims of this new silent revolution are precisely women who work in sectors such as customer service, administrative support, secretarial, basic education, marketing, and human resources, sectors in which women have always been the majority, sectors considered feminine and therefore historically less valued, with lower wages and less protection. These professions are first in line when AI arrives to optimize processes. One chatbot can replace 3 agents. An automated system can review hundreds of resumes, eliminate profiles, and even decide who will receive an interview. And this is happening without professionals having the chance to compete with these systems or defend themselves against the criteria they are using. But what's really scary isn't just the replacement of jobs. It's who is programming these intelligences. Most of the AI systems that are already being used by large companies, governments, and platforms were developed, trained, and tuned mainly by young, white men from privileged social classes who live in countries in the global north. These are people who, often, do not understand the challenges faced by women, especially Black women, Latinas, single mothers, older professionals, or those who have had less access to formal education. And if the data used to train an AI is based on an unequal world, so the decisions that this AI will make will also be unequal. Do you want a real example? A major scandal came to light in 2018 when Amazon tested an artificial intelligence system for selecting resumes. The objective was to speed up the hiring process, filtering the best candidates based on data from previous hires. But guess what happened? The system started to automatically devalue applications from women if the resume had words like women's college or involved any women's group. The score dropped. Why? Because the training data came from a historical basis in which the majority of hires were men. The AI simply learned to repeat the pattern, a sexist pattern, even if no one had intentionally programmed this bias. And this is just one example among many. Another study published by MIT and Stanford University showed that facial recognition systems have much bigger mistakes when identifying Black women's faces, reaching 34% error, while for white men, the error was less than 1%. Think about the consequences of this in corporate environments that use AI to validate presence, grant access, or monitor performance. This is not science fiction. It's a silent and brutal reality. Meanwhile, the dominant narrative continues that AI is neutral, that it just reflects the data. But these data are not neutral. They reflect the world as it is, not as it should be. A world in which women earn less, have fewer leadership opportunities, and are underrepresented in the most valued areas of technology. This is the real conspiracy. Make you believe that everything is okay, that technology is fair, that if you're good enough, nothing will happen to your job. But the truth is that many of the rules of the game are being written by people who don't even consider their reality. And the most serious, you won't even know it was discarded by a system. There is no interview. There's no feedback. There's only silence. A vacancy that never arrived. An opportunity that never existed. A promotion that was given to someone the algorithm felt best suited. How can you compete when the technology itself wasn't made for you? Many women are feeling this firsthand, but they can't put a name to what's happening. They realize that they are being ignored, left aside, but they don't understand why. Do you feel like you're giving your all at work, but you're never seen? Have you ever had the feeling that decisions are made by a logic that you cannot achieve? Ever feel like, even with all your skills, you're being pushed out? This has a name. It's called algorithmic deletion, and it is as dangerous as any discriminatory policy, except that it happens hidden behind codes and systems that no one really understands. And the worst, this new form of inequality is silent, accepted, and sold as innovation. Tech leaders tell you to learn how to use AI, but they don't say that the systems have already been programmed to work better with profiles that don't look like yours. They encourage you to enter the tech field, but they hide that just 22% of AI vacancies are held by women. According to the report of McKinsey to 2023, they talk about equality, but in product development meetings, those who define what is efficient and productive remain a homogeneous group. It's like entering a game where the rules are already made to put you at a disadvantage. And yet, they blame you when you don't win. But let me remind you of something powerful. You are not alone. And just the fact that you are here, watching this video, shows that you want to understand, protect yourself, and act. Inequality between women and technology is not new. But what we are experiencing now is different. It's the chance to change the game, or to be silenced by systems that claim to be intelligent but were created by outdated logic. In the next block, I will show you how you can protect yourself from this silent revolution, how to adapt in a practical way, and, most importantly, how to turn this scenario to your advantage, even if you've never programmed a line of code in your life. Now that you understand the silent and uneven impact that artificial intelligence is having on the job market, it's time to talk about what really matters, how you can protect yourself, reinvent yourself, and even get ahead with this revolution. Yes, there is a way out. And no, you don't need to be a programmer, understanding code, or working in Silicon Valley for that. The truth is that women who learn to use artificial intelligence to their advantage become irreplaceable, even in the areas most affected by automation. The problem is not in you, it's in the system. But that doesn't mean you need to passively wait for yet another unfair decision. You can act now, with the right tools, with the right knowledge, and build a new reality for your career, one where you are in control. The first thing you need to understand is that AI is not an uncontrollable monster. She is a tool, and like any tool, those who know how to use it have an advantage. Today, there are several accessible platforms that any woman, in any professional field, can start using without needing technical training. Let's talk about some of them. 1. ChatGPT. This artificial intelligence tool developed by OpenAI can write texts, answer complex questions, generate ideas, structure marketing strategies, review documents, and even help plan content. You can use ChatGPT to create faster emails, generate reports, plan campaigns, and organize your ideas. 2. Canva with built-in AI. Canva is a well-known graphic design platform, but now it has artificial intelligence features, such as Magic Write, which helps generate texts for social networks, and text-to-image, which transforms commands into personalized images. This allows you to create presentations, marketing materials, and posts much more quickly, even if you don't know anything about design. 3. AI Concept. Notion is an organization and productivity tool. With integrated AI, it can help you organize tasks, create content calendars, structure ideas, summaries, and even reports. Ideal for those who need to manage many projects or start a business alone. These are tools simple, accessible, free, or low cost, which any woman can start using today to increase your productivity, stand out at work, and avoid being replaced. Now, let's go to the practical step-by-step. If you want to position yourself well in the new market shaped by artificial intelligence, start with 3 strategic moves. Step 1. Learn the basics of AI with a practical focus. You don't need to dive into technical books. Just start with short videos, tutorials, and how-to guides. There are YouTube channels, Instagram profiles, and free mini courses that teach you how to use these tools in everyday life. The secret is to test, practice, and not be afraid of making mistakes. Step 2. Choose a tool to master first. Many women get lost trying to learn everything at the same time. Choose a platform that makes sense with your current routine. If you're a teacher or content creator, start with Canva and ChatGPT. If you work with project organization or leadership, go straight to Notion AI. The important thing is to see quick results. Step 3. Show that you know how to use AI in practice. Add this to your resume, your LinkedIn, your projects. Talk about the results you had. Tell colleagues. Post it to your portfolio. More and more companies are looking for professionals who know how to apply AI in their daily lives, and not just engineers. Being familiar with these tools already puts you ahead of a large part of the market. To illustrate, let me tell you Amanda's story. Amanda had worked in the HR department of a medium-sized company for 5 years. She loved what she did, but in recent months she began to notice that the company was automating several resume screening processes. Meetings began to revolve around efficiency and cost-cutting. The fear of being replaced grew. Instead of expecting the worst, Amanda decided to get ahead of the curve. She began studying, on her own, how to use AI for profile analysis and talent management. He discovered he could use ChatGPT to write more inclusive job descriptions, created an automated pre-screening system using free tools, and started using AI to generate faster, more visual performance reports. 2 months later, not only was she not fired, she was promoted. Today, Amanda leads an innovation team within HR and provides internal training on the use of artificial intelligence for strategic recruitment. She didn't learn programming. She learned to use practical tools, and that was enough to transform her career. This is the kind of transformation that is within your reach. Many women think technology is out of their world, which is a man thing or for people who work in IT. But that is no longer true. The new technological revolution requires a new attitude. And this stance begins with the understanding that you can own your future, even in the midst of automation. It's not about competing with machines. It's about learning to use them as allies. If you know how to apply AI to your work, your processes, your routine, you will not be replaced. On the contrary, you will be the one who understands the new scenario, leads solutions, and shows faster results with less effort. The future does not belong to those who know how to program. The future belongs to those who adapt, and you don't have to do it alone. Today there are communities, quick courses, content channels, all designed to help women take their first steps into the world of AI without complications. You can start today. Choose a tool, watch a tutorial, test a simple automation, create a text in ChatGPT, organize your routine in Notion. Use Canva to create a job proposal, small actions, generate big results, and more than that, they generate trust. Because the big turning point is not just mastering AI, it's believing that you can. When you see yourself capable, you position yourself differently. You speak more clearly. You show results. You occupy spaces that previously seemed unreachable, and the market feels it. Artificial intelligence doesn't have to be the end of your career. It could be the beginning of a new chapter, more efficient, lighter, more productive, and more aligned with your values. But to do so, you need to act now. Waiting is no longer an option. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you why this is the right time to make this change. Because time is running out. And why the women who take the lead now will be the ones who will lead the market in the coming years. Ready? Now that you understand the problem and see that there are real ways to protect yourself, comes the most critical part, the time. Because what was once a distant trend is now a reality knocking on the door. And honestly, waiting to act can be the most expensive choice of your professional life. The companies are no longer planning to implement artificial intelligence. They have already implemented it. As you listen to this video, entire industries are being restructured. Spreadsheets are being replaced by algorithms. Manual reports are being automated by systems that produce in minutes what previously took days. This means one clear thing: those who know how to use AI are being promoted. Those who don't know are being cut off. This process is not fair and not even transparent. Most of the time, you won't even know you missed an opportunity because someone else used AI to deliver results twice as fast. You will not receive feedback saying technical skills were lacking. You will simply realize that that vacancy was not yours, that promotion didn't come, that its function is being absorbed by a more efficient system, and the question remains, will you wait to be replaced, or will you prepare to be indispensable? This decision needs to be made now, because the time window is closing. What is still a competitive advantage today, knowing how to use AI, will soon be a basic prerequisite. And anyone who doesn't master these tools in the coming months runs the risk of being seen as outdated. Even if you have years of experience, dedication, and talent, companies are undergoing a silent transition. Behind the scenes, human resources departments are already prioritizing resumes that mention AI tools. Marketing sectors are demanding agility that can only be achieved with automation. And content departments are exchanging entire teams for a single professional who knows how to use ChatGPT and Canva with artificial intelligence. Is it hard to hear that? Yes, but it is necessary. You can no longer afford to ignore this change. And also, you can't believe you still have time. This is one of those historical transformations that doesn't warn you. Before it happens, it just arrives, and those who didn't adapt are left behind. We are talking about first time in history in which professionals are being replaced not by other people, but by systems. Systems that don't ask for vacation, don't get sick, don't question orders, and deliver almost instantaneous results. But there is an advantage that these systems will never have: your ability to create human value with strategy. Technology can do a lot, but it lacks empathy, contextual insight, negotiation sensitivity, or authentic creativity. These are your differences. But to continue being valued for this, you need to show that knows how to use technology as an ally, not as an obstacle. Whoever positions themselves now will occupy the new spaces. You will be called to lead innovation projects. You will participate in important decisions. It will be seen as a solution, not as part of the problem. But anyone who takes too long will become a statistic. And you don't deserve that. You build your trajectory with effort. You know how hard you worked to get where you are. And now he is faced with a fork in the road. Either he chooses to prepare and stand out, or he runs the risk of seeing everything he built being left behind. Maybe you're thinking, but is there time for me? The answer is yes, as long as you start now. Because right now, while some women are still denying the impact of AI, others are already studying, testing, applying it. And they are the ones who will be called to lead the coming years. This change is not for the future. She is for now. You may feel like you don't have time, that you're afraid, that you're confused. But the truth is that waiting only makes these feelings worse. Action is the antidote to fear. And when you take the first step, you discover that it's not as difficult as you thought. The opportunity is here, now, but it won't last forever. The phase of those who know how to use AI stand out will soon become those who don't know. Don't get in, and don't think that someone will come and tell you when this happens. The market does not send a message. It simply changes. This is the exclusive part, and perhaps the most important of everything you've heard so far. You are still in a moment where you can be a pioneer, where the simple fact of knowing how to use one or two AI tools already places you in a very small group of prepared women. But in a few months, this will no longer be a difference and will become the minimum expected. And you need to decide now. Will you be watching from the sidelines, or will you take your place in this new scenario? This is the kind of decision that changes careers, that redefines trajectories, and that builds a new future with more independence, more authority, and more security. But, like every real opportunity, it has a deadline, and he is running out. In the next block, I will show you how to consolidate everything you have learned so far, how to ensure you really stand out, how to use this knowledge to your advantage, and how to become a reference, even starting from scratch. The time to act is now. Now that you've come this far, you already know that artificial intelligence is no longer a distant trend. It is shaping the present, and more than ever, directly influencing the future of women in the workforce. You've seen how this quiet revolution can harm, but also how it can be used to transform careers, open doors, and generate opportunities that once seemed unattainable. But the most important thing of all is knowing that you are not alone in this process. Hundreds, thousands of women are feeling the same thing as you. Insecurity, fear of what's coming, doubt about how to act. And do you know what that means? That there is an entire community looking for the same answers. Women who, like you, want to understand how to protect themselves, how to position themselves, and how to grow in this new scenario. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt like technology has left you aside? Have you ever had the impression that, no matter how hard you try, the market is heading in a direction that doesn't include you? Comment below, what is your biggest concern with artificial intelligence? I read all the comments and I really want to know what you think, what you are experiencing, and how I can help you in the next videos. This space here is ours, and the more you participate, the more you connect with other women who are also on this path of transformation. And if this video made sense to you, share with a friend. It could be that coworker who is feeling lost, that sister who is starting out in the market, or even that entrepreneurial friend who hasn't yet seen how AI can help her. Together, we can make sure this content reaches those who need it most. Because if there's one thing that AI still can't do, it's creating communities of support, sisterhood, and growth like this. And one more thing, if you want to take the next step now, watch this video right here, where I show what are the safest female careers in the future of artificial intelligence. There, I give you a practical and up-to-date view of which areas are growing, which skills are most valued, and how you can fit into this new market, even starting from scratch. This could be the video that changes everything for you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Here, every week, I bring practical, updated content focused exclusively on how we, women, can use technology to our advantage. No matter your age, your education, or the stage of your career, you can reinvent yourself. And I'm here to walk with you through this process. So comment, share, watch the next video, and subscribe. Because the future doesn't wait, and it can be yours as long as you decide to prepare today. See you in the next video.